Hi, boys and girls. I miss you. I hope you all had a really good weekend. Happy Monday. So today I'm going to have two videos uploaded. I'm going to do one. I'm just going to do a quick little mini lesson on the Magic E, which you all should know about already since we've gone over it lots of times in class. But before I get started, I want to give a couple shout outs to people that I see are on Raz Kids. So let's look here. Over the weekend, meaning from Friday to today, I see that Thoraya was on Raz Kids. Ziad was on Raz Kids. Omar, Rashid, Hendrix, and Wasi were all on Raz Kids. That's awesome. I'm so glad to see that you guys are utilizing that during this time. I'm going to be giving dojo points to the friends that I see are on Raz Kids. Also, parents, if you want to send me pictures of your students' packets as they work on them, as they complete them, I'll give dojo points for that too. And then in my video on Friday, I'll announce dojo point winners, which is something that we do in class anyway. Every Friday there's 3 dojo winners, meaning the friends with the most points get a prize. Now, obviously, I can't give out prizes over YouTube, but I will announce who has the most dojo points every Friday. So you can be getting those dojo points by reading. You can be getting those dojo points by showing me that you're finishing your packets. And you can be getting those dojo points by telling me that you're watching these videos. So if I find out from your parents or I see on YouTube that you guys have watched these videos, I'll give you points for that as well. So really quick, I just want to review the Magic E sound with you guys, which is something that all of you should know already because we've learned about it lots and lots of times in class. In the description of this video, I'm going to link a couple other YouTube videos, meaning I'll have links to other YouTube videos that just go further into detail about the Magic E. I'm going to put a couple songs in there, a couple alpha block videos, which is another thing the students should know about. So let's talk about this. All 4 of these words, hop, can, cut, and bit, all of them have short vowels. Ha, ah, the short O says ah. Ka, a, the short A says a. K, ut, the short U says and b, it, the short I says I. So and I. Those are all short vowel sounds. The Magic E does what, boys and girls? You should all know this. I hope you're all telling your parents right now what this Magic E is going to do to these words. The Magic E makes that vowel sound change its name, right? So instead of being a short vowel, instead of being an ah sound, it becomes a long vowel sound. The Magic E makes the O go from an ah sound to an O sound. And so instead of it saying ah, p, it becomes ope, going from hop to hope, right? The word can, just a second, can, that's a short A, but when we put that Magic E, that silent letter on the end of that word, it goes from to a. Remember, long vowels always say their name. A, E, I, O, U. That's the long vowel sound. You guys know this already. Cut goes from t to cute. It goes from cut to cute when you have the Magic E. And then words like bit, it, you flip that vowel sound and make it it. So while you guys are reading stories, while you're reading at home, while you're reading on Raz Kids, while I'm reading our story today, I encourage you to look for words that have a Magic E. That's a great way to decode words when you're reading. If you're reading a sentence and you notice that maybe the word that you said doesn't make sense, a great way to decode a word is to flip that vowel sound. So if you're reading and it says, I hope I can go to the store today, and you read it, I hop I can go to the store today, you might think, that doesn't really make sense. And so you can flip your vowel sounds. You can always change your vowel sounds to help you decode a word. So you could reread that sentence and say, okay, well, hop didn't make sense here. Hop doesn't sound right. So I need to flip this vowel, this O, to be a long vowel instead of a short vowel. So let's think of an example of that. Let me erase my whiteboard here. And I encourage you students today, while I'm reading my story, like I said, listen for magic E words. And while I'm reading my story, I'll try to point some out too. So let's look. I have a cane. So if you were reading this sentence, boys and girls, if you read the sentence, I have a cane. But if you read it, I have a can. Does that make sense? No. We know that that doesn't make sense. So when I would go back and read this, I would read the sentence out loud. And remember what I told you guys, when we're reading stories, when we're reading sentences, we always need to think about them after. We always need to think, what did I learn here? What did I find out? I have a can. Now that could make sense if it's a can like you have a can of soda, but usually there's a picture associated with a sentence. And if the picture is somebody standing with a cane, you know that that isn't correct. So that's when you need to go back and flip that vowel sound to go from a short A to a long A. So when you're reading, look for those magic E's. Look for those magic E's at the end of words. Remember, they're always quiet. It's not k, a, n, eh. The magic E is a silent letter, but it makes this vowel say its name. So while I'm reading my story in a little bit here, I will point out magic E words, and that's actually going to be in a separate video. So I'll finish this video in just a few minutes, and then I will make another one of me reading our book for the day. But before I finish this video, every day, so in the packet that I hope you guys picked up at school, there was a list of 100 sight words that we need to know. So every day I'm going to be going over some of those sight words with you and ways to decode them and ways to learn them and know them, because you have to know them. They're called sight words because you have to know them on sight, right? We have to just know them without thinking about it. So this is our first word. And students, I encourage you as I show them to read them out loud, just like you would if I was doing a sight word quiz with you at school. You would read them with me. This first word is the. Remember, because TH is one of our digraphs, it says the. Now, this word is kind of a rule breaker because we would try to sound it out like the, or the, e. But remember how we talked about how some rules are rule breaker, or some words are rule breakers and don't sound how they're supposed to. So this one is the. Try to say this word. Sound it out if you know it. The word is of. It's not off, because off, like we talked about, would have two F's. Of is the word. It's kind of another one of those rule breaker words. Our next word is and. Now I've underlined this part of the word because ND says nd. That's one of those blends. So and. That one you can sound out. Everybody should know this one. A. Remember, if it's a lone vowel, it's always a long vowel. This is another one you can sound out. T, oo, two. Now, usually oo is a double O, and sometimes two is spelled T-O-O. Remember, there are 3 different ways to say the word two. T-O is like, let's go to the store. T-O-O would be, I have a sandwich too, like I have a sandwich also. And then T-W-O would be like the number 2. This word is, try to sound it out. In. In. Sound this one out. This word is. Is. Kind of sounds like a Z, but it's not. Sound this one out. This word is you. Now, a lot of these words on our sight word list are rule breaker words, so that's why a lot of them are kind of hard to sound out, and that's why they put them on sight word lists, because they're words that are more difficult to read. and we have to know them. This word is the, at, that. You want to say each sound of the word. That's called stretching the word out. Say each sound and then put them all together. TH is one of our digraphs. It says the. A, short A, t. Now another way you could break this up is that I know AT is at. I know that says at. So if you just put those two together, the, at. That can help you sound out words too. Sound that one out. This word is it, it, it. That one's pretty easy to sound out. Sound that one out. He, he. Was. This word is was. Or. Remember, OR says or. So if you knew that OR was the word or, you could just add the F. Or. Our word is on. This word is R, and it's kind of hard to sound out because when you say the word R and want to sound that out, it kind of just sounds like it would be the letter R, right? That's all you really hear. Remember we talked about the letter R is kind of a letter that takes over sounds. You can't really hear other sounds around it. When there's a vowel in front of the letter R, it's hard to hear what vowel it is. So this word is R, A-R-E. It's different than our, which is a different form of that word. This word is as. This is another one we can sound out. W, I. We have our TH digraph. Th. You all know the digraph sounds. So w, I, with. Is. Same thing. You know IS is the word is. You know that says is. So just add the sound in front of it and it becomes is, his. EY says A. EY makes the long A sound, so sound it out. Your digraph says the A. They. They will go to the store later. And then lastly, the word I. So I'll be going over those sight words 10 at a time probably. Actually, that might have been 20. So 20 at a time probably at the end of each video. So they will get a little bit harder because the list does get more difficult as it grows. So that was the first set of 10. Like I sent a message to all of your parents, so I'm currently working on another packet to send home to you guys. I'm sure by now you've heard that Governor Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, put us on, we have to stay home, which is to stay home. That's the best way to stay healthy. So your parents aren't going to be able to go to the school to get another work packet for you guys. So I am working on putting one together that I can send out to you, send to your parents' email or send to you digitally. Just so that we can keep working on schoolwork because it's so important that we continue doing that. And after I get that packet out to you guys, I will be going over that on this page as well so that I can kind of teach it to you as you work through it, because there will be some newer concepts in there that I'm going to start to touch on just so that I can help you guys be as prepared as possible to come back to school when the time comes. So, like I said, I'm going to make another video right now of me reading our story for the day. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. I miss you. Bye.